It was important this matter was resolved in a balanced, calm, fair, measured and respectful manner. The Chief Constable's retirement follows the decision of the Birmingham City Council Safety Advisory Group, based on the recommendation of West Midlands Police, to ban away fans from attending the Europa League football match between Aston Villa and Maccabi Tel Aviv on the 6th of November 2025. West Midlands Police have been subjected to understandable, intense and significant oversight and scrutiny as a consequence of events that led to the recommendation it made to the Safety Advisory Group. That has included the letter from His Majesty's Inspectorate of Constabulary that was published as recently as Wednesday the 14th of January. That set out significant preliminary concerns and shortcomings in relation to the preparation and planning by West Midlands Police. It is important that I acknowledge the many positive achievements and contributions that Craig Guildford has made to policing within the West Midlands during the course of his 3 years tenure as Chief Constable. As Police and Crime Commissioner, and on behalf of the people of the West Midlands, I thank him for his service. I have today appointed Deputy Chief Constable Scott Green as the Acting Chief Constable. We have already met to discuss the actions that the force must take to rebuild trust and confidence amongst all the people and communities of the West Midlands, including addressing the significant matters identified in the letter from HMIC. The Acting Chief Constable and I are committed to working together to prevent and tackle crime, bring offenders to justice, promote the rights and welfare of victims, and ensure the safety and security of all of the people and communities of the West Midlands. Thank you very much.
Where's the accountability in retirement, Mr. Foster? Why isn't the Chief Constable here?
There's nothing more important than keeping your money and your identity safe online. And with so many VPN options available, choosing the right one can be pretty daunting. But this video's sponsor, ExpressVPN, is making the choice easier for GB News viewers. ExpressVPN is offering up to 75% off, plus 4 extra months free. That's top-level security from just £2.49 a month, and you're covered by their 30-day money-back guarantee. So just click the link in this video's description or scan the QR code now. Remember, when you're online, you are often sharing personal data, so hackers can steal your information, your passwords, your photos, and your bank details in just seconds. But ExpressVPN encrypts your connection, making it virtually impossible for hackers to access your personal information. So why choose ExpressVPN? Well, it couldn't be easier to use. With just one click, you are protected. And ExpressVPN uses military-grade AES 256 encryption, which is the same standard trusted by the US government to guard their classified information. With their new tiered plans, you can protect up to 14 devices at once and manage passwords securely. Live chat support is available 24/7, and it typically connects you in under a minute with a real person. Click the link in this video's description or scan the QR code to get up to 75% off ExpressVPN, plus 4 months extra for free. Start protecting yourself today with ExpressVPN.
So welcome to the Martin Daubney Show. It's just turned 4 p.m. If you're joining us there, that was a very short, as expected, and perfunctory statement from Simon Foster. He's the Police and Crime Commissioner for the West Midlands. By the way, that's a political appointee. He's a Labour appointee, for what that matters. That was a very short statement on the retirement of the West Midlands Chief Constable, Craig Guildford, of course, the cop at the centre of the Maccabi Tel Aviv fan ban shame, an incident which many believe shamed not only the police force, not only Birmingham, but the entire country, and certainly football. Jewish fans simply too afraid to come to the United Kingdom, and so their entrance into the country was prohibited. The statement started like this: we need to look at the evidence in a balanced, calm and fair manner. Mr Foster then said West Midlands Police has been submitted to a huge amount of scrutiny. Well, of course it has. Many people think it's completely been a dereliction of duty. The evidence at the Parliamentary Committee was cross-examined seemed to fall very, very short of the expected standards of a rank-and-file bobby, let alone a chief constable. But then Simon Foster, rather than chastise the outgoing, retired, fat pension individual of Craig Guildford, said, I must acknowledge Craig Guildford's service and thank him for it. He thanked him for his service on the way out. Many people feel that he's brought some degree of shame to West Midlands Police and perhaps all of policing. Mr. Foster thanked Mr. Guildford for his service. He then set out that the Deputy Constable of West Midlands, Scott Green, has been appointed as the interim acting Chief Constable, and as sure as night follows day, didn't take any questions from the media and simply turned on his tail and walked back into the safety of the building behind him. A journalist did cry out, where's the accountability? Didn't hear any of that today from Simon Foster, the Police and Crime Commissioner for the West Midlands. I'm joined in the studio by the retired Scotland Yard detective Mike Neville. Mike, you were listening into that, shaking your head in almost abject disbelief and perhaps, dare I say, disgust.
It is disgust. Can you imagine if a police constable or a sergeant had done something which impacted massively on lowering the trust and confidence in the police, not only in his area but in the whole country, had upset an entire community like the Jewish community? Would they be allowed to say, oh, I'm just going to retire and walk out? They would be made to stay on and they would be subject to disciplinary proceedings, because what happens with gross misconduct, you're not allowed to go, and if you and you have to hang on until you've got the finished the proceedings. And if you're charged any misconduct offence, if you retire, you're then put on the barred list, so you can never work for the police again. Craig Guildford could come back. There's no reason for him to not return to policing if he managed to hide away and find something else. And the other thing we've got to remember, though, is he had his big fat pension. I've got a good police an army and police pension. But he got that in 2024, and then he reinstated himself, so he's been on double bubble. He's been on the full whack police pension and chief constable's pay, and so off he goes into the sunset, and he could return. And as you say, he's never been held to account. Why wasn't he on those steps to answer? And there's still the possibility that the officers involved in this fiasco of using AR, getting all this false information, collating it all together, they could still face disciplinary proceedings while the man in charge is off into the sunset. It's disgusting. That's
the old situation of the manure flowing downhill. So some bobbies, some lower rank and file coppers could still get the trouble for the chaos created by the head of the chain of command. When you also look at some of the stuff that happened here, there are allegations, very clear allegations, he was leaned on, lobbied, perhaps captured by local mosques, by the local more militant Muslim community. The petition started to ban the fans was started by one of those more militant politicians, Shoaib Khan, I think that's his name, and that led to a situation where the police seemed lobbied or scared into making a decision. And then later on, the Jewish community were blamed.
Yeah, and the Jewish community were never even consulted. But you've got to look at the whole picture. Simon Foster, the PCC, is a Corbynista, and he wrote a letter to the Green Lane Mosque, one of those really questionable places where, it's alleged that they say you can beat your wife, homosexual should be illegal and things like this. He wrote a letter to them saying, if you ever want to apply for any government funds, here's a free pass from me and I'll support you all the way. So you've really got this two-tier policing where people think, particularly if you're Jewish, how does this work for me? How can a Jewish person in the West Midlands have confidence if they reported an incident which involved them and a Muslim? We shouldn't live in a country where your religion sets out whether you can appoint the police or you should live in fear. It just shouldn't be like that.
Mike Neville, some of the evidence, so the mayor of Amsterdam, because of course the Maccabi Tel Aviv fans had kicked off when they played Ajax in Amsterdam, and the popular myth on social media was that was caused and exacerbated by Maccabi Tel Aviv fans. That was a fantasy. The evidence showed us that they were chased and harassed by local Arabian lads, local Muslim community, and it was Maccabi Tel Aviv fans who were thrown into some of Amsterdam's canals. But the truth didn't have its trousers on before the myth got around the world, and that myth seemed to be bought wholesale by West Midlands Police.
But every football club, whenever you look at this, there's some trouble anywhere. But if you look at Tel Aviv's record, they played in many, many European cities, and there's never been any trouble. So how did this myth come about? But then you've got this fictitious match on AI, which was apparently played against West Ham United,
right.
which
Never
happened. Simple checks could have shown these things. But when you're in the police and you write a report saying the mayor of Amsterdam told me this, the police chief of Amsterdam told, and then the police chief and the mayor say, well, we never said that. It's quite incredible. And if you're in charge of that and then you stand by that in front of MPs in Parliament, and we've got the awful situation of a chief constable who's the head or the national lead of professional standards and ethics being brought in because they think he's lied to them. Incredible.
Viewers, if you're just tuning in, just to quickly bring you up to speed, we just had a press conference, a very, very short and perfunctory press conference from an individual called Simon Foster there, the Police and Crime Commissioner for the West Midlands, announcing the astonishing situation where the outgoing police chief constable, Craig Guildford, will simply walk away with a full pension intact and seemingly not face any disciplinary action. Well, let's go right now to the scene of the crime, as it were. So national reporter Jack Carson. Jack Carson, welcome to the show again. You were outside that press conference there. Simon Foster didn't take any media questions, gave a very perfunctory press conference. He even thanked Craig Guildford for his service, and then he turned on his tail and just walked inside.
Well, he said by making the decision, he'd done so acting in honour, in immediate reaction to his retirement, and that statement from the Police and Crime Commissioner Simon Foster. The Home Secretary Shabana Mahmood has said the findings of the Chief Inspector were damning. She says they set out a catalogue of failings that have harmed trust in West Midlands Police. By stepping down, Craig Guildford has done the right thing today. I would like to acknowledge his years of service, pay tribute to the work of the officers in the West Midlands Police who keep their community safe every day. She finishes this short statement by saying today marks a crucial first step in rebuilding trust and confidence in the force amongst all the communities that they serve. But let's remind ourselves of that statement from the Police and Crime Commissioner of the West Midlands Police, Simon Foster.
Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for joining me at the West Midlands Police headquarters in Birmingham. The Chief Constable, Craig Guildford, has today retired from West Midlands Police with immediate effect. In doing so, he has acted with honour and in the best interests of West Midlands Police and our region. I welcome his decision. I'm pleased this outcome has been reached having regard to due process and the law. That has prevented what might otherwise have been a complex procedure that would have caused significant distraction, impact and cost to West Midlands Police and the wider West Midlands. It was important this matter was resolved in a balanced, calm, fair, measured and respectful manner. The Chief Constable's retirement follows the decision of the Birmingham City Council Safety Advisory Group, based on the recommendation of West Midlands Police, to ban away fans from attending the Europa League football match between Aston Villa and Maccabi Tel Aviv on the 6th of November 2025. West Midlands Police have been subjected to understandable, intense and significant oversight and scrutiny as a consequence of events that led to the recommendation it made to the Safety Advisory Group. That has included the letter from His Majesty's Inspectorate of Constabulary that was published as recently as Wednesday, the 14th of January. That set out significant preliminary concerns and shortcomings in relation to the preparation and planning by West Midlands Police. It is important that I acknowledge the many positive achievements and contributions that Craig Guildford has made to policing within the West Midlands during the course of his 3 years tenure as Chief Constable. As Police and Crime Commissioner and on behalf of the people of the West Midlands, I thank him for his service. I have today appointed Deputy Chief Constable Scott Green as the Acting Chief Constable. We have already met to discuss the actions that the force must take to rebuild trust and confidence amongst all the people and communities of the West Midlands, including addressing the significant matters identified in the letter from HMIC. The Acting Chief Constable and I are committed to working together to prevent and tackle crime, bring offenders to justice, promote the rights and welfare of victims, and ensure the safety and security of all of the people and communities of the West Midlands. Thank you very much.
Where's the accountability in retirement?
So that was the Police and Crime Commissioner for the West Midlands Police, Simon Foster, speaking there just a short moment ago, Martin, confirming the reports that we'd got that Chief Constable Craig Guildford is retiring following, of course, the last few days with the Home Secretary saying, and the government saying they had no confidence in him, saying in that statement it was the best interest of West Midlands Police and the region that he welcomed the decision. Interestingly, that he said and pointed out that he has acted so with honour in the best interests of West Midlands Police. I think some people would not necessarily share that view, given that it's been a couple of days now since the Home Secretary said that she had no confidence in him, and it's taken this long for Craig Guildford to make a decision himself on the future. But interestingly that he has chosen to retire, not necessarily Simon Foster forcing him to go. In terms of other reaction we're getting from across the political spectrum, Zia Youssef has responded saying that Craig Guildford should not be allowed to retire as the Chief Constable, saying he should be held accountable for his actions, that he should have been dismissed. Chris Philp, of course, the Shadow Home Secretary, has said that Craig Guildford has disgraced himself and his force. He says he is writing to the IOPC, the Independent Office of Police Conduct, as he should now face gross misconduct proceedings through an investigation with them. And just to finish, Ayub Khan, of course, the MP for Perry Barr, who has been a big figure at all of this since that match against Maccabi Tel Aviv was announced in that Europa League draw last year. He says today marks a shameful chapter for Birmingham and the wider West Midlands. Ayub Khan says we've witnessed one of the greatest injustices of our time.
Jack Carson, astonishing scenes there from the police station in the West Midlands. Thanks very much for joining us. And just want to quickly just go over a couple of points there before we move on. Simon Foster is a Labour candidate, the Police and Crime Commissioner, a Corbynista. That petition to ban fans from that match was driven by that parliamentarian there, Mr. Khan you're talking about, and it was backed by Jeremy Corbyn. Join all that together, I think we can see a picture emerging. Jack Carson, thank you very much for joining us. Got a statement here to read out from the Home Secretary, Shabana Mahmood, responding to PCC Simon Foster's statement. Ms Mahmood said this: the findings of the Chief Inspector were damning. They set out a catalogue of failings that have harmed trust in West Midlands Police. By stepping down, Craig Guildford has done the right thing today. I would like to acknowledge his years of service, and I pay tribute to the work of the officers in West Midlands Police who keep their community safe every day. Today marks a crucial first step to rebuilding trust and confidence in the force amongst all the communities they serve. But I'm still joined